Hello and welcome to the MG Cup Series at Pocono. We have another super speedway coming up right after this. That will be Michigan, but today we're at the Tricky Triangle, the, I believe, 2-mile circuit. So expect some very high speeds here today. This is our first time coming here with this new package, and we're honestly kind of worried about how this might turn out because these drivers might not know how to handle it. This track is pretty narrow, but it's not like they're going to be full throttling through here, so hopefully they can manage to survive here today without too much money being wasted or spent. But we just have to see how it turns out. Jerry Nadeau is on pole, and I'm sorry if you hear my fan in the background. It gets really hot in the room, but yeah, Jerry Nadeau on pole. Greg Biffle to his outside. The rookie Greg Biffle. Behind them, that's Johnny Benson and Mike Skinner in the 4. Rounding out the top 5 is Buckshot Jones, and that's Dale Jinger in 6th place to his outside. So very different top 10 here today. So we come around to the start-finish line now, getting ready to start this event. And the green flag is out. We're racing at Pocono. In the turns 1 and 2, we're 3 and 4 wide already. This is not good. Not good at all. They somehow managed to sort it out, at least getting through 1 and 2 pretty smoothly here, but look at how they're all bunched up. Pack racing down the back straightaway, heading into turn 2 now. 4 wide, out of this little kink, and there it goes. They're wrecking big time. I knew this wouldn't work. I knew it. Oh man, big hits there. Steve Park got up in the air. The track is blocked. Casey Atwood is sideways, and they're still 4 or 5 wide, trying to just drive away from this thing here, racing back to the line now. Cars going down on the apron on the access road. Bobby Labonte's in the grass. There's another wreck. Oh man, this is not working well at all. Jimmy Johnson all torn up. They're still wrecking down here. Jason Keller in the 81 getting torn up there. Top 09, the caution is out. And a big time mess here at Pocono. Chris Mack all the way up to 5th place off of that. We're going to take a look at his onboard here to see how exactly he managed to get through all of this. He started dead last all the way in the back. He was about to take it 3 wide. He decided against it. Sees how they're all bunched up. He's like, this isn't going to end well. He checks up a little bit, and there they go. And he just goes off over to the grass. Gets by it all. Didn't lose too much speed or momentum off of that, and went through the grass and avoided it. How about that? Comes back on the track, and he's in 5th place. Wild, wild stuff here today at Pocono. And right off the bat, carnage. Jerry Nadeau is still your leader, as most of the field is done. And we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. We're going to drop the green flag after this. Welcome back to Pocono here for the 2003 MG Cup Series race. I believe there's 2 races on it. I'm not sure. But this package already caused some chaos. Chris Mack in the 86 is your leader. He stayed out when everyone else pitted. Didn't use up his tires too much, so we'll have to see how he does here in the lead. But meanwhile, getting ready to go green. Pace car will be off this time. You see the lights are out on the pace car. So Chris Mack ready to lead us to the green. Down the front stretch now. Green flag is out. We're racing once again at Pocono. Heading down in the turns to turn 1. Almost at turns 1 and 2, but down into turn 1 this time. Out of turn 1 pretty smoothly here. Everyone's making it through. We only have about half the field. Everyone else is torn up. Chris Mack opening up a decent-sized lead. Contact being made there. 3 wide. Out of the tunnel turn, and they somehow make it out alive. Oh my goodness, that scared me. Now into turns 3, and what turn 4? There is no turn 4 here at Pocono. Everyone trying to manage their way through here side by side, just trying to give each other enough space to work here, to work with through these tight corners. I'll tell you, the front stretch is pretty wide, but the rest of the track gets very narrow, as you can see, especially when they're going 3 and 4 wide. But side by side out of turn 1 now. Heading down the straightaway and in the turn 2 through the tunnel turn. Kenny Wallace up into the mix as well here. Heading down the straightaway into turn 3. And look at this, looking at 3 wide here. Jerry Nadeau tried to make something happen on the outside. Mike Skinner pulling down in the pit road. He's going to get low and out of the way. A couple of cars heading to pit road here. Mark Martin, Jason Jarrett, Kevin LePage in the 57. There's the 24, Jeff Gordon as well, heading to pit road. Meanwhile, Chris Mack still out in front here. Not opening up too big of a lead though. Looks like his tires are starting to fall off here. Remember, he did not pit. Rest of the field starting to slowly run him down. A couple of cars tapping that outside wall. They're not saving anything at all. Chris Mack just trying to turn his team's luck around every time, every week. It seems they have been involved in an accident and DNF. Every time they run well, as the caution is out, every time they've run well, something has happened that ruined that run. So the caution comes out, and it looks like it's for the 25 of Joe Nemechek, as his car is smoking. We're going to have to take a look at what happened here. No, it wasn't for Nemechek. Hold on, Nemechek having his own issue here, mid-corner, and it starts smoking. He pulls it down to the bottom of the racetrack, gets it out of the way, but what's the caution out for? Looks like it might be for one of these cars back here. Cause look at this big group of cars. They're all bunched up, and yep, there they go in the back. Boris Said gets turned sideways. And that's what brought out our caution here today. Collected Dale Jr. tore up the front end of that car. And looks like Junebug looks like DEI in general just not having good luck here today. And Chris Mack gets to hold on to the lead. Sorry about that. Sorry you heard that. And the green flag is back out. We're racing once again here at Pocono. 13 laps in and half of the field is destroyed. We only have about 32 cars left running. Or 32 cars left on the lead lap at least. Not sure how many are running. It looks to be about maybe 34, 35. But yeah, quite a bit of cars are out of this race already due to this new package. So we're gonna have to go back to the drawing board with this one. It does make for some entertainment though. Look at this, bouncing off the wall. Everybody, Chris Mack slicing his way through the field, left and right. Now up against the outside wall almost. Making that high side work. That's something we haven't seen with this until we got this package. people running right up next to the wall and making it work. These drivers just trying to give each other enough space, have to check up to make sure they don't run into each other. And Chris Mack bump drafting Bobby Labonte down the front straightaway. We don't see much of that here. Bump drafting. And they're making it work. Oh, and contact there. Out of turn 1. 86 smacks the outside wall. They're 3 wide down the straightaway. And now heading into the tunnel turn. And they're 3 wide ahead of them as well. This isn't going to end well. Jamie McMurray up into the outside wall. Contact with Jeff Burton. And they're 3 wide once again now. Jack Sprague on the bottom. Goes down into the grass. McMurray contact with that 86. They somehow save it. Chris Mack working his way back up through the field. Look at how fast that 86 is today. Teammates behind them, side by side. 2 rookies. Reed Sorensen and Jamie McMurray. Oh, no, that's Casey Mears. I'm sorry. Not Reed Sorensen. Oh, in trouble. Into the wall. It's Rusty Wallace and Scott Wimmer. They're piling them up. One car just turned over, and that's the 0 of Jack Sprague on his roof. Now lands on his side, gets back on all 4 wheels, and a wild ride for Jack Sprague down the straightaway here at Pocono, whatever the name of this track is. And the caution comes out, and we're immediately going to have to take a replay of this. Going on board with that 0 machine. After a wild ride here, they started wrecking. And just trying to check up to get sideways and right into the back of these guys. And up and over. Nowhere for him to go. Nothing he could do. And there goes our camera. Let's go on board with that 42 of Jamie Murray. They're on the high side. There's nothing they can do. They're trying to check up. Bang! Right into the back of each other. And look at this. From the back bumper, from the left side, over and over. Just going around on this roof. And a wild wreck. How many weeks in a row is that we've seen a car get up and over? I think that's about 2, maybe 3. We've seen plenty of cars flip this season. So that's going to be a concern as well. We're going to take another look from this angle. Jack Sprague's wild ride here at Pocono. And luckily, yes, he is okay. Did not take any big hits in that. Just had a pretty wild ride through the grass there and tore up his car. He's out of this race, but luckily he's okay. We're going to take a look at the spectator view of this accident. So Scott Wimmer and Rusty Wallace made contact up ahead. And behind them, chaos ensues. Carnage. Nothing but cars left and right getting torn up here. Look at this. Even driving away from this accident, they're still running over each other. We're going to take a look at the contact that initiated all of this from the onboard view of Rusty Wallace in the 2. So Wimmer's to his inside. He's getting tight. He slides up, and he's just not clear and up into the wall. They both go pretty hard impact for that 27. And then on board with the 27, he sees all this coming towards him. And that takes him out of the race for sure. Tough breaks for a lot of these guys, but Jack Sprague, luckily everyone's okay. But that's just what happens when you run out of room sometimes. They just ran out of room and chaos. Caution is out. I believe your leader is the 09 of Buckshot Jones. No, it is not. Your leader is the 86 of Chris Mack. He's worked his way back up to the front. So we'll be watching him on this restart and under this caution. Green flag is back in the air. We're racing once again. Look at them fanning out down the front straightaway here at Pocono. The tricky triangle as they call it. It's living up to its nickname here. Lots of drivers getting involved in a crash and taken out of this race. Look at Derek Cope. He's up into the mix. Getting a bump from that 86. Chris Mack trying to push Cope to the lead. Cope looking inside. 3 wide, possibly. Nadu backs out of it. Up into the wall goes everybody. Luckily, they're keeping it straight. Chris Mack making moves. Once again, to the high side. Gets into the corner a little too deep. He's up into the outside wall. Keeps it straight. Doesn't look like that hurt him too bad. And he's checking up, trying to make sure he doesn't get any of these guys. A bump draft to the 37 once again, trying to push Derek Cope out in front. Cope gets in a little deep. Has to check up. And now the 86 side by side with that 37. He clears him. He's got a big run using the draft to his advantage. To the inside of that 77. Dave Blaney trying to hold him off. Chris Mack couldn't get it done that time. But he's still to that inside. He's trying to make it work here. Here comes Hermie Sattler following him through in that 02. He's had some pretty good runs here this season. As we get a quick little lag spike there. Don't mind that. Here comes Jimmy Johnson looking to the inside. 3 wide, possibly heading into turn 1. Back down to 2. And look at Buckshot Jones in the 09 trying to work his way up. So we're actually getting a pretty decent, good green flag run here. Let me turn the fan on. I feel like I don't need it anymore, and right as I say that, we were getting a green flag run, looked like they were about to start wrecking. Jeff Gordon and Mark Martin ran out of room there, went into the wall, but luckily they kept it straight. Now down the front stretch, we got all kinds of cars back there racing for position, but meanwhile, out in front, Chris Mack has the lead, and he's pulling away. Dave Blaney runs wide. Everyone's running wide here through 1 and 2. Or 1, excuse me. Buckshot Jones clears Derek Cope for 3rd place. Now headed after that 77, looking for 2nd. Look at Buckshot go. But Chris Mack, the rookie, his first full-time season, out in front, turning heads here today as he leads yet another lap. He's probably led the most laps of anyone so far here today. Through 1 and 2, they're sideways. Derek Cope to the back bumper at 77. We're going to have to take a quick break. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to coverage of the MG Cup Series, and I believe the caution is out as they just crossed the line. So something just happened here right as we came back from commercial. And still trying to figure out what for. We're going to go back and watch the pace car and see when the lights turn on here. But the caution is out here at Pocono. Alright. That's the pace car. Or the... Oh. Jerry Nadu seems to have found the wall somewhere. I'm going to take a look at what happened here. 3 wide into the corner. Just ran out of room. That doesn't work, boys. That does not work. 3 wide in the tunnel turn. And Nadu goes into the wall. Luckily, nobody else collects him. Oh, Boris said almost slapped the wall. Mark Martin did hit the wall. But otherwise, everyone is fine. So that's what the caution is out for. Jerry Nadu found the wall. And we are halfway through this race now. Chris Mack did start to fall back. Tire wear got to him. Jimmy Johnson is your leader. as the caution is out, and we'll be right back after this. And I'm going to have to mute for a second. Alright, I am back. Jimmie Johnson is your leader. Still, after that restart, Chris Mack working his way back up through the field. But 20 cars left in this race. And of those 20, only 13 of them are on the lead lap. As they are 4 wide behind, that's not going to end well. And it somehow did. They sorted it out. And managed to survive here. You're going to live another day. Or at least another lap here at Pocono. Kevin Harvick somehow, some way, made it out of that. And they're bouncing off the wall here. Hermie Sadler checks up the entire outside line. Here comes Jason Jarrett on the inside. And once again, I am back. I believe there is no caution, but there was a big stack up because Dave Blaney's engine expires here at Pocono, and he is slowly coasting back to pit road. Probably should have taken the access road, but it's too late now. He's just trying to make it back to the pits, and if he doesn't, if he stops on the track, we might end up getting a caution here. But knowing how NR works and how you get these tows that pretty much teleport you back to the pits, I think he might be fine. Meanwhile, out in front, 2 cars have pulled away. That's Jimmie Johnson and Chris Mack. Mack was all over that back bumper of the 48, but backed off there. Meanwhile, further back, Hermie Sadler thinking about taking it 3 wide here off of turn 3. Heading down the front stretch now. Does not have the momentum. Meanwhile, Chris Mack still working on that 48, trying to get by Jimmie Johnson here. Papyrus Racing having a really good race today so far. Showing that they made the right choice signing this driver, Chris Mack, to a full-time deal. As they're bouncing off each other in the back, Jason Jarrett checked way up. Look at this, they're 3, almost 4 wide heading into turn 3, and contact being made there. Hermie Sadler and Jeff Gordon bounced off of each other. They somehow keep it straight. Get Mike Skinner back there in 19th place. He's got a pretty fresh car compared to some of these other guys. Jimmie Johnson back to the inside of Chris Mack. Mack with a run off. Using that draft gives him a big bump rather than trying to pass. Checks up a little early. I think he's just trying to make it to the end here, not really trying to risk anything. And if he wants to pass him, he'll probably do it on the front stretch. Tires are starting to fall off big time here. But he's got that straightaway speed compared to some of these other guys with these torn up race cars. Jimmy blocking him. Almost sent him up into the outside wall. We're going to have to take a quick break. We'll be right back as Chris Mack is up into the outside wall there. So the caution did come out while we were gone. And Jimmy Johnson did hang on to your lead. Probably, like, literally the second we went to break, the caution came out. Watching the pace car here, gonna have to see when exactly the caution came out. Right here. And it is once again for the 67 of Boris Said getting turned around off of out of the tunnel turn. And this time it's because he got squeezed into the outside wall by Dale Jr. So these two brought out a caution earlier today, and they bring out another one here in similar fashion. This time Jr. was the one that squeezed Said into the wall rather than being the one that hit him. And that's what the caution is out for. And that probably just saved Chris Mack in his race, if I'm going to be honest. So the caution is out, and I'll be right back. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back for the drop of the green flag. Welcome back to coverage of the MT Cup Series here on FS1. We are ready to kick things off once again, hopefully for the finish of this race. Green flag is out, and we are racing once again at Pocono. Chris Mack way down to the bottom, getting very aggressive back there in the back, trying to work his way back up after that bad pit stop under caution. And mistakes on pit road put him in the back. He's trying to work his way back up to the front, passing multiple cars right off the bat there as he slid through his pit box, driving very aggressively now. Earlier he was being more careful, but now he's taking more chances, just trying to get back up to the front, sending it into these corners. Through turn 3. Gonna pull to the inside now. on the front stretch. 3 wide underneath. Hermie Sattler and Derek Cope clears both of them. Chris Mack working his way up to the front, already back up in the 4th place. Jason Jarrett moves to the inside to try and defend that position. Mack has to back off. But he's got a great run off of turn 1 there. And contact with the back bumper at that 98. Sent him down the racetrack, bumping him, pushing him down the straightaway into the tunnel turn and backs off. Does not want to take him 3 wide in the tunnel turn. He's learned that lesson just like everyone else did here today. Had to back out of it there. Now slides wide, gets almost up into the outside wall. Luckily got that thing to turn at the last second. And he's going to pass Jason Jarrett on that outside. Now he just needs to get by one more car here, and that is Rusty Wallace. Can he bring Papyrus Racing back to victory? Papyrus Racing trying to get back to the glory they once had with Fred Jones as the driver. Mack with a terrible 1 and 2 did not get that car to turn and lost all his momentum. And now it looks like his tires are falling off big time here. And he's hoping for another caution. Meanwhile out in front, look at this big train of cars working their way through turn 3. Buckshot Jones pulls to the inside of Jeremy Mayfield, and he's going to try to complete the pass down the front stretch, and he does. I am back, and you saw it right there. The caution is out. And it involves the 86 of Chris Mack, I believe. Yes, it does. Look at the right side of that car, all torn up. Let's see. 3 wide into the corner, and just it does not stick, and into the wall he goes hard. With Jeremy Mayfield and Hermie Sattler there. And that may have ended the chances of Papyrus Racing getting a win here today. Looked like they were having a great day, and they got a little bit too aggressive there, and into the wall they went. Just trying to work their way back up through the field. And Papyrus Racing has to wait yet another day to get that win with Chris Mack. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back after this. Green flag is back out. We are racing once again. Chris Mack passing other damaged race cars, but he's gonna have some work to do if he's gonna wheel that thing back up through the field with that damage. Rusty Wallace is your leader. Well, was your leader on the restart, but here comes Derek Cope on his inside trying to take that away. Jason Jarrett up in the P2. He's come so close multiple times in these past couple of races. Richmond, he led a bunch of laps and couldn't finish it off. Dale Jarrett took the win. His father ended up winning that race. So he had to settle with a second place finish. Charlotte, he was up front near the end of the race, but couldn't hold off Ryan Newman. I mean, he led to the white flag, I believe, and Ryan Newman took it away from him. So now, heading through turn 1, and down the backstretch, Jason Jarrett in the draft trying to reel in Derek Cope. Doesn't want to have to settle for another second place finish here. Jason Jarrett believes this is his time to shine in the MG Cup Series. And look at this. Behind them, they are all over each other. The 86 of Chris Mack trying to get by Kevin Harvick back there. He was on his bumper, almost took them 3 wide. Chris Mack back up into the top 10. As you see in the bottom of the leaderboard there, we're going to go back and take a look at him. He's slicing his way back up to the field, but it looks like that's as far up as he's going to get. At least for now. Unless something happens, unless we get another caution that will end the race and he can avoid those cars. But for now, it seems like 10th place is as far up as he's going to get. But they are side by side for 9th or 8th ahead of him. That might slow those both down. Never mind, he's up into the outside wall. I was about to say that might be what he needs, but he just went up into the wall there. Getting a little too aggressive, getting pretty greedy. As we head through 1 and 2, once again, Derek Cope ran a slightly higher line than Jason Jarrett did, and he almost fell back and lost that position, or lost the lead. Here comes Jason Jarrett once again, diving it in pretty deep. Everyone's bouncing off the wall behind them, but Jason Jarrett and Derek Cope going for it here at Pocono. Jarrett all over Cope's back bumper, couldn't quite make the move, and now out of turn 3. Down the front stretch once again. The tricky triangle living up to its nickname here with 2 laps to go, and it's a 3-car dance for the win. And we do have some lap traffic coming up as well. A slower car, that's Tony Raines up into the picture. Will they be able to avoid him? Jason Jarrett slid high and lost all kinds of ground. Tony Raines pulls low, gets out of the way, causes the leaders to have to run a higher line. They bounce off the outside wall. Here comes Rusty Wallace to the inside, but he's got nowhere to go because Tony Raines is right there. Side by side for second now. That's the opening Derek Cope needed. He's pulling away. Coming to the white flag, Derek Cope needs to hold on for one more time. Will he be the second underdog winner of the year? Derek Cope sees the white flag this time by Jason Jarrett trying to hold him off, and Rusty Wallace trying to pull some sort of miracle here. And, whoa, what happened back there? Chris Mack is up in the 8th. Seems like he's run those guys down. Dale Jarrett holding up Kevin Harvick. They're 3 wide. Oh, they're bouncing off the wall. Dale Jr., excuse me, not Jarrett, gets sideways as lap traffic They went 3 wide by some lap traffic there, and Kevin Harvick's going to take the position for free. And I know Chris Mack is very upset right now. Meanwhile, out in front, out of turn 3, Derek Cope is going to win here at Pocono, a second underdog winner of the season. Jeff Gordon and Bobby Labonte rounding out the top 5, as Rusty Wallace got a P3 finish there. And I know Chris Mack is not happy with Dale Jr. being a lap down, taking him 3 wide like that. And yep, you can see right there, he sends him into the wall. After the race, Dale Earnhardt Jr. gets turned into the outside wall here in turn 1 for holding up Chris Mack and shoving him into the wall, causing him to lose that position to Kevin Harvick. But it's all about Derek Cope here today. And I'm not sure why the pace car is out, because that happened on the last lap, so everyone's pulling in anyway. But Derek Cope is your winner, and he's going to celebrate here in Pocono, taking the victory lap. The rest of the field pulls him into pit road. So up next is Michigan. Another super speedway race, and super speedway being tracks over 2 miles long, so that should be pretty crazy as well, especially with the package being the same package I used when I was playing a demo of this game back in China. So that should be pretty interesting, but I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe. Hope to see you guys next race. Until then, peace.